My name is Reed Blinn of Newmark Grubb Knight Frank. We're pleased to welcome Harry Griendling, CEO of DoubleStar today. Welcome, Harry.
Today there are a lot of firms who are kind of sort of like us, and it was great in the beginning. We were the only one, and we were on an education mission, right? Because people didn't understand what we did. Now we're on an education mission, but the education is how we're different from all of the other firms that have popped up. So the first thing that happened, which was a bad thing, I think, is that the commoditizers decided they could get into the business of contract recruiting. So, and we are not and never have been a provider of contract recruiting talent. We're a consulting firm. The difference between that is the difference between Ernst & Young and account temps. Account temps has a place, Ernst & Young has a place. If you have a sophisticated SEC compliance problem, I doubt that you're calling account temps. If you have a bookkeeping problem, account temps is a great solution. So for us, educating clients on the difference even between the concept of consulting and contracting is now the new battle. And there's a lot of firms out there that offer solutions that kind of sort of look like ours, but when you peel the onion back and you really understand it, I'm really happy to say ours is still the only solution, at least regionally or super regionally, that has our characteristics and has been around for 23 years. It's been amazing to think that I thought we'd be in business for 5 or 10 years, and here we are 23 years later, as strong as ever. When I started the company, I thought that we would be the darling of all the firms that were under 1,000 employees because they were just starting to get their act together, they were just starting to grow, they may or may not have a human resources function, their managers may or may not have experience in hiring, so we would be a natural partner. And what we learned in the first 5 years is that the opposite was true. Most of our clients were larger firms that had complicated recruitment systems. Sometimes they were inefficient and sometimes outdated, and they really needed help modernizing and becoming more competitive as the labor markets changed in the 90s and in the years after the recession of 2001. So we ended up, fortunately, working for large companies like the Vanguard Group and GlaxoSmithKline and Teva Pharmaceuticals. And I could go look out the window here, go around the city. Pico Energy was a client of ours for a while, Cigna was a client of ours for a while, et cetera, et cetera. So we ended up, instead of having, I thought we'd have like an 80-20 mix of small to large, it was exactly the opposite. And what that's done for us has enabled us to work nationally and sometimes globally and solve problems that were much bigger than what we thought we would end up doing. So it's been a great learning experience for us. We learn from every engagement we do because we're not working arm's length with a client, we're working hand in glove with a client side by side. Our average project is 6 to 12 months. So we get to know the business, we get to know the client, and it's really been helpful to us to make us smarter to help the next client.